Hello, friends. This is E. Giuliano. It is a Tuesday. It's 18th of January. Here for me today to share with you a weekly roundup. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to jump in to share the screen because there are a lot of charts to chair. And I would like to share them with you. And so here we go. And we will start with Bitcoin. Yeah, anyway, what are you thinking these days? Put your comments in the comments box. Here we go, Bitcoin coming in. We're gonna look weekly timeframes, right? So what have we got here? Let's load up a chart to get ourselves a start. Now, if you wanna check out the most recent 4-hour daily weekly, then check the recent video, but here's BTC for the weekly roundup. I'm using getaurox terminal. And yeah, we're looking at this green candle here, 10th of January week. You know, it was a green candle. There was a big wick on the lower end, but the shape and position of the body doesn't feel high enough. Like if this body were to fill this area instead, what happened there? Oops. If it were to, anyway, let's try a different story here, folks. See, if yeah, I guess we're too close, but you see what I'm saying here? If it were to fill that level instead, here, let's try this. Oh, if it were here, okay, and this whole thing were a wick, then that would be a completely different feeling of a candle. This, even then, like just the amount of proportion, yes, it's a lot lower here, down here, but on this wick here, there's still enough above that it makes this relatively in the middle. So who knows? It could be a turnaround. It could also be an intermediate candle, which basically is a bit of a pausing, waiting candle, but doesn't quite reverse an overall trend. So that's the feeling I'm getting with the BTC. There was a good, I can't remember exactly whose video, but I mean, just generally, look, especially if it's a flat pattern, but even as like as a trading range thing, we can get more specific. Like let's do that, but here we go. Okay, so let's say we have our top, and let's say we have our bottom, okay, of a range, and if we're going to do the middle, we could, oops, we shouldn't do that one. We should do this one. Feels like I'm just getting going. All right, yeah, so around here, so that's fine. Makes sense. So this level just feels right. All right, okay. So in that sense, like really the price is trading below that. It dumped below, tried to get back above, but really even the body, it just shows that looks like we are headed down to this level of the playing field here, this side of the playing field, if we were to think of it like that. And it makes the most sense based on what we've been counting. So if you want to know a bit more about that, then go ahead, check out some of those previous Bitcoin videos that are a bit more local timeframes. This is the weekly roundup, and I think that's it for Bitcoin. Just a quick look, and I know I stumbled through it, but if you're still with me, I thank you for being here, and I hope this is going to continue to be educational and informative and entertaining for you. So we'll leave that there for the BTC weekly roundup. Let's save that, and we're going to move on. Thank you. Let's check KMD. Yeah, we'll take the similar order as the previous video. With KMD, I noticed, we had this uptrending line as a daily. Let's go to the weekly, but that's the basic idea. You can see it on the weekly. We're starting to break down of that local area. And generally, we're trading lowers. Look at the candles. I mean, it's just signaling lower moves. So in that sense, yeah, we could close at even lower lows, but we have made the lowest of lows on the weekly. And yeah, let's see, what does that look like on a trend line basis here? This is more local, but there you have that. And here we are testing this area here. So yeah, these are a couple of key levels to look at, key ideas here. Last time I was talking about bounces, but you keep making lower lows, you might just break through the floor and dump down. In which case, that's definitely a possibility. It's either winding down and we're just terminating here with some sort of triangulation. So it's either terminating with triangulation to the upside or to the downside. That's where we are with KMD. Personally, it would be a nice win to see the price come up and touch the 20-week moving average and make a higher high than this, if possible. Even if it's a lower high than this and continues down, that's fine, whatever it's got to do for the next month or two or whatever has to happen. But that would be a good start for a potential turnaround here. Having said that, big Ichimoku cloud up ahead. So the best case scenario is to just go test that thing. We'll see what happens when it happens. So that's where you see it with the KMD. You see that narrowing triangle triangulation. Okay. And that's it for KMD for now. Oh, we didn't need to save anything because we didn't open it up. That's fine. Let's go over to the pirate chain for the weekly time frame. And what do we see? Similar to KMD, similarly looks like it just, okay, it's breaking out of, the closing basis. It looks like potentially. So is it also figuring out some sort of triangulation and trying to break it to the upside? But even then, it could just dribble. It could even dribble all the way down here and go. This could be an inconvenient situation. Not inconvenient for some, possibly very convenient for others who would like that. But no, even just this triangulation, well, it is significant because you see, there's a big dump here, and then there starts choppingness. So it's starting to converge to some sort of decision for the next, relatively sizable wave. Okay. Yeah, so just like the KMD, we're looking for it to come to this 20 period average. That would be hot, and that would potentially also be lower than this high, and higher than this high. So we'll see. Or it could, who knows? Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's what we're looking for here. Otherwise, yeah, it's either down or up, right? That seems to be the case. And it's close either way, even if it goes down first. Up is coming for sure. So hang in there to all the fellow pirates. All right, let's move on. We are going to crypto charts, and we are going to look at, the darling of this week's ball is ADA, right? Well, we'll get to Phantom as well, but here I've been doing some playful looks on ADA. I'm not, this is a future teaser. I don't know if this is what's happening, so let's not even go there. That's weekly potential count, but we are going for ADA weekly roundup, ADA BTC1. Yeah, this is the other messy one, but we could stand to get rid of this now and say, look, we basically had a 61.8 retracement on the price from the top to the bottom. That's a hot bounce right there. Cool. What a hot bounce too. We broke out of this channeling action. It took a while, right? It took a few weeks, but look, it was in danger of going below the Ichimoku cloud. Got back into it, and then once it confirmed a higher low, boom, it's been gone to the off to the races to this 20-week moving average, and it looks like it's trying to pierce through. And that's where I will come with a bit more of an in-depth ADA video. We're moving to the 61.8. If we take this whole move up from the end of December, so basically 2021, December of 2020 till August of 2021, or September really, because it's the end of August-ish, then we are now at 61.8% of that previous time frame here. This time frame here is 1, and now we are moving towards 61.8%, which is the final week, the final 31st of January week, so the first week of February as well. That's that. So that's something to consider. So maybe it'll keep going up until then, or who knows, we'll see what's going to happen. These are some levels here, like the 4,000, this level here, and even potentially 5,000, but that might take a little bit longer. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe it shoots right up to 5,000 and then it comes back down. And look for this Ichimoku cloud here to provide the support on the next downturn. I do get the sense that whether it's from a low level or whether it's from a higher level, I do see the top of the Bollinger Band here, so I'm also looking for that to be a potential. That's why I'm saying it could even get up to this kind of level here of about 5,000. Is if the price is going from lower end of Bollinger Band to touch the top and then come down and confluence maybe with the 20 and the cloud and all that. Like there could be bullishness in this chart, or we're going to see, because by then we're into the March territory. So we don't know exactly what things are going to look like going forward in terms of these Bitcoin pair charts. You know, the altcoins, they might be making their next top before a further bottom, or they might be making their next wave up like that. And in fact, this might be entirely a three-wave, but that's for the next more in-depth video. Oops. And I think that's it for ADA. I think, you know, there's a good chance here, although I will stick with it a bit longer. Let's get rid of that. We can hide this for now. We are beyond you. See how it acted as a little bit of a support once it broke out. It didn't even look back. It didn't even come back and test this previous resistance level. Okay, let us hide you. And for you, you're low enough. We can leave you there for now. All right. This is, yeah, so that's about it. I don't really have much else to say. You've already broken past this level. So at this point, you're basically coming to like 3,800, 4,000. I mean, I don't see why not. You're pushing pretty hard through. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. So you tried. You already did. Okay, well, maybe it already did it. That's possible. It might get rejected here and come down to this area and, you know, basically confirm it on a bigger level. But, you know, and also hold this as support resistance. So let's put this here for our chart now, relating to here and here. And let's trade you to you and say, yeah, that's where you go. Just FYI, here's the 200-week moving average right here, down here at the 1600 Satoshis level. Yeah. So there you go. On a candle basis, we get a bit of different information. We see that it has traded up here already. So cool. If you already knew that, you knew that. If you didn't, you didn't. And I find it helpful to look at the closing basis as well as with the wicks. And sometimes the lines take out some noise, and other times I want to see the detail of the candles. Those are the two formats that I find best for charts. So yeah, and it looks like we could turn into positive, you know, even if it's a smaller one. Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to say is that the reason I went to the candles primarily also was because there are two here, and we maybe could get a third up into the 5,000 level, or even the 4,500, maybe a wick or something like that. So if it's gonna try and close above the 20 period average, we'll have one more green. If it's not going to close above the 20 period average, obviously we'll have some sort of a red or other pausing and lower candle. Again, remember, this is a BTC pairs. Okay, so that's it for ADA. Looking good overall and looking bullish. And I would say the bias is to come and try and test up here for sure. Maybe not exactly next week, but who knows? We've already come to this level, but we're rejected at it. That's the other thing, is it's just rejected so far. It hasn't really pierced in and consumed this kind of level. And on a rectangular basis, if we look at the candles and the bodies of the candles, and where, yeah, it's like this kind of layer right here. So, and the first part of that layer is right here. So we would take something like this and say that's kind of where it's at. And it's nice that it's about a halfway. Anyway, okay. So there's your ADA price chart. Those are some targets that we're looking to manage. And if it can maybe get a wick up to the 5,000 level here above this boxy area, cool. Until then, that's it for ADA. Okay. On the downside, we have the Ichimoku cloud here down to even the like 2,700, but I would say 3,000 is a pretty good floor at this point. Yeah, I would say 3,000 good floor. I mean, next. Okay, let's see if we can run through some of these. Maybe there hasn't been much change. Theta looking to either hold this line or break down. The green candle of the previous week currently is not a turnaround candle, but you never know, could be. But look, we're trading below it currently. Let's see, it'll take another week or two to really get a certain idea if this chart is going to start challenging the lower, like below this uptrending channel. Ultimately, it doesn't matter too much. It just says that this correction might go on a little longer before it pops up. Anyway, just keep watching it. The other option is to come up here to where we already have a line set, is around the 1,100. Sorry, yeah, sorry, 11,000. Sorry, not 1,100. 11,000 Satoshis levels, 10,000 Satoshis levels. That's where it might get rejected though. The next end is Bollinger Band and Ichimoku Cloud around 14,000 Satoshis. And it looks to also be wanting to cross over and turn into positive momentum. So I get, my bias is to the upside. But we'll see what that looks like and what happens. It's also possible to dump down first. That's it for Theta. Next is ICX had some movement this past week. So let's have a look. We had carved out some narrowing. Yeah, similar to Theta, right? On the BTC, same candles, BTC pairs. This one is dumping more though this week, but yeah, you still have that similar type of candle. And it's not strong enough to turn it around just yet. But we are at the lower end of Bollinger Band, and we are at this type of potential turnaround, in which case then we would be going up to the 3,000 levels, maybe up another 1,000 Satoshis to match this this region here. But there's a good likelihood we're coming down to this zone here, which we've already carved out between about 1,750 and 2,100. Okay, that's ICX for you. Next, TRAC, Origin Trail against BTC pair. Still funneling in this channel. And if you broke it down to a daily chart, you'd probably, traders might enjoy this level here for the past few weeks. But yeah, it's just looking to flatten, really. That would be best. Meet up with this 20-period moving average and find some base. Momentum is turning negative though. So we'll see if it can go negative momentum and still kind of be flat and find the base here with the 20-week moving average and move higher, then our previous count will also still be in play. I think if once we start breaking down this 20-week moving average, then we're heading towards that level. That's just my sense of it. I don't think you break down the 20-week moving average and then break like into that. Maybe though, but less likely. Understand my sense of it? So it's like, that's what we want, something like that. It doesn't have to take that long. It could just be one of these whenever it happens, who knows. But yeah, I would get a sense that some time like that is perfectly fine. So watch good flattening for a couple months. Definitely a good potential reaccumulation zone in here. All right, let's see what happens with the Origin Trail. If ever you're looking, because I know I don't always say levels, so if ever you're looking, you just pause it and take a look on the side. If you can't see them, just ask or give me whatever feedback you have in the comments. Always appreciated. Okay. Next, we're taking DERO. There was some movement to the upside on DERO price pair. Let's see what it ended up with. Yeah, it was a pretty solid bodied candle for DERO. This is a nice candle. DERO price making some good volatility, but the overall trend is down. So we continue that trend. A bit of rejection at this middling line, heart line as some might call it. Anyway, we are now at that level where the Ichimoku cloud is coming into play. So I am getting the sense that DERO is now going to, we're at the point where it's going to be breaking down below that, beginning formation of the Ichimoku cloud. And then we are going to be below it, whether it does something like this or not, but it'll be below it. And then the cloud will be above going forward into the next while. So can we be like Cardano here and find the support and actually go this way? That would be awesome. Try and hit this 20 period average. Now, the question then is, what happens after that? Is it up or down? Anyway, that's a possible other path, but currently the trend is down, and so we have to respect that for now, especially since we carved it out and it's kind of playing out this way to a certain extent. So let's see what happens. I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but we are at the lower end of the Bollinger Band as well. So, well, we were over here. So yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe whatever. Maybe we were at this end of the channel. So, oops, wrong button. So maybe it first needs to find its way here, and then, which would make sense because this, we had this move here, we came up here, we get this move here, which is these bars here. So, the arrow itself is not, this is not the way it has to look at that time. So when we went up and came back down here, and now we're moving this way, it could be something like that. Or it could be that, and then we break out. Those are your options. Anyway, it's been interesting to watch DERO. So stick around for more if you're interested in that. LTC, potentially similar to like the KMD and the Pirate Chain, but Pirate Chain is not going to be making new lows, all-time lows yet. But LTC on a weekly is very close. It is challenging the 20-week moving average. The cloud is much high above. We were at the bottom end of the Bollinger Band, so if there is strength, then we are going to see 400,000 Satoshis. Yeah, that's about it. We're still above the all-time, well, not all-time, but second all-time low here. If we don't count some of the, no, that is all data. We're on a weekly price chart. Here's that weekly price chart for you without some of that noise. And there you go. There's your LTC. Okay. Let's check out BNB, a high flyer. Binance. Wow. Look at this strength though. Like, come on, it just keeps playing at its upper ends. This is just, there are some which have a certain power in their charts, and BNB certainly has some big power and potential. Now, does this signal anything? No, not really, right? This is kind of lower lows, right? Or lower highs, I mean. So you're still safe on that level. No divergence yet. It doesn't seem. And you have the Ichimoku cloud below. So even, and the Bollinger Band, you're at the upper end of the Bollinger Band. So even if you go down to the lower end of this whole range, and you're at the cloud, you're at the lower end of the Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band also is horizontal and pretty narrow. So I mean, I think a safe play for continued strength, but also not ready to pump yet, would be to come down. And then who knows from there, maybe it's pump time or whatever. Again, BTC pairs, who knows, but it would be scary to see, maybe not. You have this level here that could hold as support, but then by then you're down below the cloud, and then what are you that's more likely. So you, at this point, you never really want BNB going down below these levels. Otherwise you're in some pretty danger, mainly these levels here, which is around these 75, 750. 1,000 Satoshis. 750,000. Yeah, even just 700,000. Okay, so really what we have here on BNB is one of these suckers right now, and it's a range, and we're at the top of the range, and here's the middle of the range ish. Which kind of corresponds to this yellow line. So what we'll do is we'll put that one up. Okay, and so there you have it. That's kind of where we stand with all of this. I guess the sense is it could come even all the way down to like 7,500 level, and yeah, no problem. That's just playing the range. Maybe it'll only come halfway to the 9,000, 900,000. Currently, it's at a million, so it's a lot of Satoshis in between those numbers. But relatively, as you can see on a logarithmic scale, it's seems very much like almost nothing, and so it's doable. Yeah, and we'll see. Binance looking like it potentially could turn down into more of a negative momentum anyway, so that's possible here on the BNB chart against BTC. Okay, next. Actually, we're gonna go next to Link BTC. All right, well, Link BTC, as we saw last week with these bullish candles in the green, touching the top of that Bollinger Band, now being rejected, with those candles breaking above this relatively trend line here, and look at it holding that as support so far, but we'll see where that goes. I get the sense we're coming down towards this level here as support around the 50,000 Satoshi's level. So yeah, but if not, and this level is held, or maybe it just kind of funnels its way down here over time a little bit. But by then here we're into March, so I don't know. Who knows? Maybe just this is the last week and it go higher. I'm gonna say the bias is to go higher. It's the sense that I'm getting to challenge these levels, but it's also possible that it needs to hang down first. We'll see, but I get the sense that these levels will be holding as support. It's just the sense I'm getting from the chart. All right, and we're just starting potentially some positive momentum here. Let's see what the RSI is going to do. Can it go into the higher territory here? We'll see. Either way, I think the chart is set up for the next higher move. So even if it does come down lower wherever and whenever it gets there, at that point though, it's more challenging. You have a thicker cloud to get through, but yeah. Maybe by then it's just something like that has to happen. All right, that's your Link idea, and so from here, the upside potential is around 50%, and then beyond that, I mean, if you're getting through this, then you're likely challenging your previous all-time highs here in August of 2020. This is a weekly chart. This is August 2020, by the way, these highs. Okay, and the next highs are in 2021 of May, and now these current highs are in 2022 of January. So maybe we'll do some time analysis. Put a comment if you want to see some Link time analysis. We can check these waves with each other, but I don't really. You want to do it now? Okay, let's do it now since we're here. Convinced me. This is going to just be a rough estimate, and we're going to go from the top to the top is 39 bars. Now we'll go to the top to this top is 33 bars. So We don't really want the next time frame to be exactly the same, although that's fine. It might be because, you know, if that were the case, we'd be looking at August in 2022 to make, you know, like it would be going down now and then going up or whatever. Maybe we get another green and it goes up here, and that makes more of like closer to 39. We still have 6 bars to play with here, give or take. And then, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, just some thoughts. That would mean that around August, it would be at its next high, wherever that is. It could be a lower high or a higher high, but it's relating to these scoops of high, low, high. So high to high, high to high, high to high, wherever. Interesting thoughts for Chainlink against BTC. Next, let's check Polkadot. Dot BTC. Yeah, still playing below the 20 period average. I guess you could say if we're looking at it like a daily chart, it's probably retesting this after breaking out, retesting about rejected 20-week moving average. Still looking good. I get the sense overall, you know, making still these, you're within this higher low region here, and yeah, it just overall looks pretty good. I would say the bias is to go towards the upper end here, towards this 75,000 Satoshi level. Yeah, that's about it here for DOT. The other problem is though, on the downside, if we're dumping down and we're going to breach this, then, you know, next levels are really here, which that's rough. That's weak. That's definitely weak. So bias is to the upside. Yeah. Okay. Okay, FTM as well, similar to ADA. Actually, I'd already started really diving in and looking from a neo-wave perspective. So I'm going to just, I'm going to ignore all of these ideas here. Basic idea is that we're looking potentially at a target around this this level here, this 100,000 level, or sorry, 10,000 level. And that would be about another 33% from, well, from where it was, but wow, it's dumped since then, huh? Oh yeah. So I think my count's pretty good, but there are a couple of options, and I'm not gonna go there yet, but I would like, this is a daily chart. Okay, that's, oh yeah. So Phantom, let's go Phantom. Let's pull out the weekly Phantom. BTC. Okay, so this is what we saw, and yeah, we went above that line. Interesting. Is this going to be the end of this move? Is it going to, how long is it going to correct? I think it's still, like I said, is based on the count, is going to have some room to keep going higher a little bit, but I think we are reaching the end of this run of this move. But look, we are nicely above the Ichimoku cloud, nicely above the 20-week moving average. This level here will hold as good support, most likely, if and when that time comes, around the 5,000. Although if it does come a lot later, we'll see that at that point, that's another story. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get down to this 5,000 level on this run, but you never know, like depending on what the volatility is and what's happening with the BTC price against USD. So anyway, yeah, again, like I said, I get the sense we still have a higher to go. Maybe it's just testing this kind of breakout level first and then going to go higher, right? Because this is a weekly chart, so it's not a super clean uptrend here. We got this wick here and that's going there. If we wanted to take it with the lines, which is what we did roughly, then yeah, we could probably say that it's like retesting that after breaking it out. Okay, does that make sense? So yeah, looking strong, looking good. I don't know how much is left in this current move here. Like I said, maybe another 33% up to this psychological level, and also probably, you know, there's enough people in it by now that people can take their profits and get some good strong distribution. And anyway, that's another story, because that's going to come with, I'll do a dedicated video to it and share some of my ideas. We're already starting to see potential divergence, although I was waiting for this, like, are these momentum bars going to get higher? And potentially they will here. They're near it, but it's the RSI which is showing that, look, it's already down here. So there's a good chance we get that divergence going, RSI and price. So yeah, already we're showing signs that this up wave here, this current one, is coming towards an end eventually. When, we don't know. Either that, or this is likely going to have to break higher, which as part of the move higher, which is possible, because we already have this getting so close that it can get bigger and higher and break any possible divergence that we were potentially seeing here and still seeing, but it's not as convincing yet anymore. RSI is still convincing enough, but also just the count of everything will be convincing enough. So that's FTM for you. Here is a general target, psychological 10,000. Let's see what that ends up looking like. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you with the full-on Phantom video. Okay, come back and check that one out. And we'll do an ADA one as well. Just give some possibilities for what's happening with ADA. We'll see. All right, but definitely stick around and stay tuned for more if you want more weekly roundups as well. And yeah, up-to-date BTC as we're moving, using the Neo wave logic to really try and understand where it's going and what's happening. Well, first understand what's happening to get a sense of where it might be going, balance of probabilities. Wow, Solana about to break a significant long-term uptrend, telling us that this potential correction here is on the move. Now, where is it going to go? Is it going to break below this and have to fight from below? Or is it going to find some support and go? Now, the problem is here, we are narrowing. So there is a chance that it just kind of goes through here and does like a BNB. It definitely could do that. And even if it breaks to the downside of this uptrending line, it could still, you know, follow from below or some other trajectory that is below it, and it just doesn't have this same steepness to it. Yeah, that is my better guess. I get, you know, I don't think it's going to break down unless something, because look, here's the next level of support. So, well, I guess you could say this, but that holds more of the idea of the range. So maybe it'll play this range. That's fine. BNB style. So that's possible. The other possibility, though, is that this is the next level, in which case, you know, that is a bit of a drop from here, isn't it? It's a big drop. So, you know, on an absolute level, if you go below that whole box, you're looking at minimum a 50%, 55% down to maybe 70% down. And if you're at the current price here, you're looking at 75% all the way down, maybe 60% to the top of that range. So that's a significant drop, especially for something that has made such a strong move. You want it to stay in this sideways horizontal range. If it's not going to be, if it's going to break below this big long uptrend, you just want it to stay. Yeah, fine, it can go below, but you want it to hold here and keep going up and maybe play the range, but definitely not break below the range, because it does, you're in danger of getting below the Ichimoku cloud starting to set up, and you have you know, a big drop before this level here. So that's your Solana against BTC. Next is Avalanche, AVAX. Rejection rounding at this channeling upper end, breaking below this sloping uptrending trend speaks to, again, some sideways action that needs to take place. And here's some potential support, which was previously resistance. So let's channel it similarly like those other strong ones where they have a top, a bottom, and some of them are basically right in the middle. Right in the middle. So I'm saying Avalanche is going towards the Avalanche is going towards the lower end, which is 170,000 Satoshis, roughly, in that range. Yeah, that's the sense I'm getting. For Avalanche, and maybe it's going to make it all the way to this end of the channel, but I don't think so. It'll probably just get to the halfway if that's what's happening, or maybe not even interact with this middle line here. That's fine, whatever. That's the general sense I'm getting for Avalanche right now. Yeah, like this rounding is not telling me that it's going to be going higher anytime soon. It feels like it needs to complete some more down movement. These momentum indicators are super high and strong. Like if this starts going negative, how long is it going to be negative for? Are we going to start to break down into this level? This is just a straight up and down level. So this is the next level here, down here, around the 90,000 Satoshi level. And that's quite a drop. That's a lot of dimp, even out from the lower end of this box. That's just right there is 50%. So it's significant to do that, but don't count it out. It's possible. It's definitely possible. There are reasons why charts give information and then something that then it plays through some way, form or another. And we look for external reasons why. And of course, it's all part of the same holistic thing. This is just the representation of it. And that's why I'm really loving these charts. I hope you're enjoying it too. It's educational, informative, entertaining. I get the sense this is like this canvas that then gets painted, and we get to work with it it feels like a Bob Ross canvas, you know, Bob Ross landscape we've got going on here. And everybody has their own, you know, maybe a trend line lives here, and maybe a channel lives here, and maybe a 1 lives here, and a 2 lives here, and a ABC lives here. Maybe a harmonic structure lives here. All these kinds of things. And then when you do have confirmations, especially you have good logic, and ways of identifying price action, because ultimately it really is about price action. This is the canvas. It's the blank canvas. Here we have it black, you know, and then we paint it with these candles or even just a line, and that represents what the market is doing with the price action. And then we come in and we add to it. And I love it. It's such a beautiful thing. It's really fun, and I hope you're enjoying it too. All right, before I need a tissue to wipe up my tears of joy, I'm going to move on. And that's basically the Avalanche thinking so far. Running through these, 3 more to go: MATIC, Luna, and Atom, Cosmos. MATIC, Polygon. Let's take a look. Yeah, wow, okay, well, this is more of a straight up and down idea here, and you got a bit of action here, which gives you some potential support, but right now you are teetering for MATIC. This is your next zone here, probably. Let's go to candle zone. Okay. Yeah, you got, you know, on MATIC, you either have to break up to the upside here and really take it. Maybe you got to, you know, come back and test for support, and you're up at the top end of the Bollinger Band. So if you're not continuing to go, then you're likely coming down here where you're going to have the 20-week moving average. You're going to have this level here of price action. So that's my best guess for MATIC. And you're going to come up against this channel where you already had that. So my best guess for MATIC is you're coming down this way towards the 3,000 Satoshi, 4,000 Satoshis level. That's just the sense I'm getting. However, you know, you have the benefit of having a higher close. On this chart here, it might just need a little bit of time and then it'll go higher. Like this is very, you know, and then people will call this potentially a cup and handle. So there you go. That's definitely a strong possibility. In fact, depending on what, you know, this is in March, so it could totally pull something like this and follow this type of channel or this type of action here, pull itself here and out. I could see that for sure. And if you look on the daily level, I don't know what the price action looks like. Yeah, so you have a previous resistance here. You have this level here. I think you're pretty good with that thinking. Oh wow, look, you even have Ichimoku cloud here, but now we're cheating. Now we're going to daily price chart. Now we're looking at other information that gives us an even better indication of the potential here for MATIC. And nicely, we've channeled this thing horizontal rectangle. And if you notice, the Bollinger Band is, well, the Bollinger Band is right there and it's narrowing and it's at the lower end. So yeah, okay, I get on a lower time, on a lower or a more local level, I think we're going to come down, make a higher low than this, but it'll test this kind of level here and then go higher to the top end of the Bollinger Band. Maybe it'll chop around. Maybe it'll actually break down below the Bollinger Band actually and come down here and test this level. Maybe it'll even go down here, but I don't know. Now that I see this, I definitely do not see that happening as much. Yeah, and in that case, we make some sort of handle and we're out. That's pretty cool. Let's keep an eye on MATIC. That was a bit of a cheat. Sorry for that. I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm not really apologizing and I don't really feel like it's a cheat, but you know what I'm saying? We're just having a look at a weekly chart roundup. So yeah, look for a potential. I don't know if people are already calling cups and handles yet, but that's what a cup and handle would basically entail. Amazing. Okay, until next time, I think we're done with MATIC. Luna has been on fire recently, but maybe, yep, it's starting to stall. Now the potential support level here is going to be around this 20-week moving average at around the 100 or 11,000 Satoshis level. Yeah, potentially down to the 9s, but then you're really, yeah, like you're coming down towards this end of the channel. Very possible, very possible. The other option is that it's breaking out of this channel to the upside and it's just taking time as it corrects. That's definitely possible. So it's either more sideways action, okay, out of this, you know, upper end of the channel towards the middling. I don't know when it will turn back up or whatever, but that's one option. The other option is that it's actually time to turn around and come down. But none of these candles really speaks of a major turnaround. So maybe it's just doing a distribution and then going to come down. But again, doesn't look like it yet. So the bias is more so to go sideways and then up, or even just to start going up very soon. But we'll see. The other option, as previously stated, is to come down further towards this line, towards the 20 period, towards this type of support resistance zone. And if it takes long enough, it might even be at this end of the channel. And yeah, that's about it for Luna. That would be a case where this positive momentum is really relatively negative momentum. And you know, this divergence, plays out. Like it's hard to tell, is there actual divergence here? Oops, it looks like it, So is this going to continue playing out, or has it, yeah, and it's like you you even have this crazy head and shoulder structure on the RSI. It's interesting on this little local one over here. I don't know, maybe Luna's getting profit taking and out of favor for a little bit, but again, that just might be for a bit of time. People redistributing, reaccumulating in some sense at some point. We'll see. Yeah, wild, but it's had a huge run up. So, and if you're counting it in waves, like the only reason why you might not say this is a 5-wave move is potentially because of the way it channeled, but yeah, we'll see. I still have bias to the upside for some reason, but this is more than anything, this is one of the ones that's looking like it's similar to, oh, I can't remember which one that was, but it looks like there's a good chance. Oh, maybe Avalanche. It looks like there's a good chance that it'll hold off for a while. Was it Avalanche? Oh, that's gonna kill me now. I hope it wasn't, that I wasn't mistaken by saying Avalanche. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This one is this one, and it's Luna, and all this decreasing volume over time here as the price is just getting higher. So really, I don't know. I just don't see it. But MACD is not showing it. RSI is barely showing it in terms of divergence. So yeah, for now, the bias is kind of just consolidation before more upside. That's all I could say. Having said that, though, there are always reasons why one chart can fail and another chart can succeed. So a BTC for you. And then finally, we've got the Cosmos Atom. If you're still here watching, thanks. I hope you're doing well and enjoying this. Maybe you're getting some of your ideas of your own. If you have any ideas you want to share or any feedback, put it in that comments. Yeah, so here with Atom, just similarly, I think there is a chance to head to the downside. The other option is to form some sort of handle to this cup and then get out of there. We're right at the top of the Bollinger Band. Maybe it meets the 20 and then goes, right? That could be a case. Either way, at worst, comes down here. You have this Ichimoku strength here, so we'll see if that provides the hold. You have this uptrending support line, if that's the case, and you have these levels of price action here that act as layers of potential support. Okay, so there you go. Otherwise, this thing is just getting ready, consolidating before it breaks out to the higher end, and another potential cup and handle type of thing. We'll see. That's Atom for you. Yeah, exciting. Just to stay and watch. So stick around for more. But that's it. We are, if this is a higher high, and we're using a closing basis, then I do get the sense we're coming down towards this end. But maybe it's only going to go to the 20-period average. But yeah, I don't think we're breaking to the top side yet. Not in the next week or two, doesn't seem like, because there is more clear than some of the other charts. There's definitely some divergence showing. Oh, but I should say, if we do start pumping higher and then the momentum indicator gets much higher on the histogram than previously, then of course that's the way you void that. Same thing with the RSI though. It's made a high and then a lower high, and here we technically have this high and a higher high. So at that point, there's enough of a sense of divergence building here. Okay. All right, that's the basic Atom thoughts. So we're either looking around here at 67,000 roughly, and maybe 65, and then we're looking at the, even 60,000 at the lower end. That's the general potential here for this price chart, is the sense that I'm getting. All right, that's Adam for you, and I am complete. I am done for this week. That's the weekly roundup, but stick around for more. I'm going to share other price charts. I will find some time to do the Phantom deeper dive, and we'll see if we can get one done for ADA. And of course, Bitcoin is something to continue keeping the eye on for sure. Definitely going to keep my eye on the Bitcoin price chart as we move forward. And so I hope you do too. So stick around. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I mean, if you're still here, might as well. Alrighty. Until next time, I'm wishing you all the love, peace, and happiness that you can manage. Goodbye.